Hello everyone, good morning to your episode 88 of Decoding the ED Wealth newspaper. Let's see how the ED Wealth looks today. This beauty looks like this, and since we're all knowledgeable women investors, intelligent women investors, we've been reading it and decoding it for 88 episode, which means it's 44 weeks. So I want to congratulate each one for being persistent, consistent, and building a system in your life to grow with your finances. How's everyone doing? Has everyone read ED Wealth? So type in me if you have read ED Wealth. Start typing. Hey Natasha, Lit, Ridhima, Rinku, warm welcome, good morning. Start typing. Did you read the ED Wealth newspaper? If you read even one line, that is equal to reading the ED Wealth newspaper. So it's fine. Type in me. Got that? Rinku, Lit. So here we have women who are constantly upskilling. Gauri, good morning. Did you read the ED Wealth newspaper? Natasha. Okay, got it. Ridhima hasn't. Gauri hasn't. Hey Puneet, welcome. It's so good to see you live. Got it, guys. So it's great if you've been reading it, even if you've begun with one line, it's a beginning. So do make sure you acknowledge yourself for that little reading or more reading that you're doing, because that's the key for being a knowledgeable investor and an intelligent investor. Got it, Anusha. It's fine. That's the starting point. Yes, let's empower women, Ridhima. Kavneet, good morning. Puneet, great that you've read it. Hey, Hira, good morning. So, guys, let me take you over some articles. The first article, the cover story is on how you could keep your financial data safe. So there's a lot of hacking which is happening. There is a lot of phishing that's happening, and it's critical with the increasing number of online transactions that we're doing that we keep our financial data safe. So that's what this article is about. I will quickly take you over it. Hey Kavleen, Asha, welcome. So, first thing which I think everybody knows is do not share your one-time passwords. Never ever share them. And if you share the one-time password and some bank transaction happens because of that, the bank will not refund your money. So always remember that you are responsible for that bank transaction, because there is a two-factor verification there. An SMS and OTP will always come. It will come as an SMS or as an email, and you never share those one-time passwords. That's number one. Number two, never ever scan any QR code. Do not do that. You may invite all the viruses into your phone, and that may not be great for you. Also, if there are any emails you've received with links from random places, then make sure that you are being smart there. Also, there's a lot of phishing which happens. Phishing is when, say, somebody has taken the bank's email ID name and they are sending you the emails. So you could unsubscribe to promotional emails from the bank, so that way you will also know that these are not the activities that you want to indulge in. So you could also begin to catch phishing that way. So that's the key. Don't store your card details anywhere. There are many apps these days which invite you to store your card details. It's critical that you don't do that, because that will actually help you save yourself from any kind of mishap with your finances. Also, never share your card details with anyone. Like, I think best is just to share it with the spouse if you really trust the spouse's spending habits. Else, just don't share these details with anybody. Of course, old parents, if you guys have some joint accounts and they use it, and we all know that we can fully trust our parents. Yeah, so protect your SIM. So don't leave your phone anywhere, because the SIM card can be cloned, and then quickly the OTP comes and anybody can take your money out. So never ever leave your phone anywhere by mistake. Keep your devices safe. Don't use a new system, okay? Don't use a public system to access your bank account or any of your apps, okay? Transfer apps, online transfer. So make sure that you use your laptop, your phone, which is safe, secure. Do make sure you put antivirus, anti-malware to take care of the systems that you have. I am also not great with technology, but what I did a smart thing. I am friends with people who are good with technology, so they support me. So yeah, you just need to recognize that, okay, I am not great at something, and then be friends with people who are probably great at that and supplement your skills. At least that's what I did. So all of you know Praveer Shukla, and he's also the co-founder at Women on Wealth, and he is good with technology. And then Sheetal Gurung, who is our core team member, is also good with technology. So I have not personally learnt it really, but I just leverage people around me to make sure my systems are fine and they are working okay. Okay, if you lose money, then make sure you quickly report it to the bank. The money will not be refunded like immediately, but over time, if the bank sees that yes, there is a gap in the system, like if you've not shared the OTP, there is no gap from your side, then definitely the bank is going to refund your money. That's how it functions. Yeah, that's about it. That's how you keep your financial data safe. So what are some of the new points that you've learned today from my conversation? Could you start typing? Because I'm sure some of the points we all knew, and some might be new, like you didn't know about them. So could you start typing? What is that one new thing that you've learned from this decoding? Because I think that is what makes the difference. In our community, we keep talking about making just this 1% difference. So what all did we learn right now? Balvinder, Prachi, good morning. Awesome, Rajeshwari. Finally, you got the ED Wealth delivered at home. What a delight that is. Love it. Anjali, welcome. Okay. Scanning it. Okay, not scanning the QR code. Any random QR code is something new that you guys learned. Awesome. Natasha, Ridhima. Okay, Saima, you too. Good to see you, Saima. It's been long since I've seen you. Okay, what else, guys? What else did you learn? So I got it. Scanning QR code is something new that our community learned, and I'm happy that we learned something new. What else? Yes, Saima. Puneet. Okay, all of you learned the same thing. Okay? Like all other points you guys knew, but this was something new. And have you guys been scanning the codes? Is that what you've been doing? Like randomly scanning? Yes. Learn to use technology efficiently and keep tech savvy friends around. Yeah, that's my mantra, Balvinder. And yeah, I've kept Balvinder along too, because she's great with admin stuff, which I'm not great at. So yeah, we all just kind of support each other and supplement our skills. Thanks for that, Balvinder. Anjali, how to avoid phishing, unsubscribe from bank marketing emails. Yes. And Anjali, when you unsubscribe from the bank marketing emails, then like the bank will not stop sending you the important messages, because that's a mandate from RBI. So even if you unsubscribe from the marketing emails, only the marketing emails will stop. The other emails and SMSs that you receive on deposit, withdrawal, or any kind of any kind of transaction which is leading, then you'll be informed immediately. Natasha, that's hot news. Just when I learned to scan codes. Yes, Gauri learned immediately report to the bank in case of a mishap with money. Saima, make friends who have different caliber and take support. Oh yes. Saima, if you look at my team, like our team at Women on Wealth, everybody has different skills, and it's just beautiful how we all bring people together and learn from each other. I wouldn't mind actually having friends with similar skill sets too. I think it's just fun to have clones. Okay, Ridhima, you scan at shops where we have to pay? Yes. So yeah, we scan at I scan via Paytm or the other code that I have on. I get that, Ridhima. We won't get OTP for receiving funds. Yeah. Scanning Paytm. I do that too. I don't know if it works, doesn't work, but I do that too. Okay, Anamika, welcome. Today we have a celebrity around us. She's a poet, guys, a money gymmer, and her poems are being talked about at every place. And we often do lives together. So that's Anamika for you, everyone. And Anamika, scanning the QR code is you shouldn't scan any random QR code, because that could bring about virus or malware into your phones, and then that can that can actually access the financial data that you have, and that could lead to some financial mishap, is how I say it. So never scan. Scanning QR codes is part of the new normal. Yeah, Balvinder, and we should avoid when we have other options available. Yes. Puneet, right. We scan QR code for menus. I've done that too. And especially this is there in 5-star hotels and all. Even I have done it. Yes, Puneet. Even I am connecting with that thought, and I'm just wondering, is it safe? Do we trust it? If we trust the place, then we can, right? But yeah, I think I will be putting a red flag where I don't trust the place. That's how I see it. No, I think we will scan via Paytm, right? That's a different one altogether. Yeah. So guys, that's the article on keeping your financial data safe. I am trusting that our entire community, because we are a safe space, we will keep our data safe. It's also the vibe that you are. I truly believe that, okay? It's the vibe that you are that attracts experiences in life. I think we are a safe community, and we are going to only attract experiences which are around wealth building and creation. Nothing around wealth destruction can enter our space, because I think I have drawn a boundary for everyone around where no ulta sida experience can join in. Yes, scanning at petrol pumps. Got that. Prachi is going to avoid that. How do we know if it is a malicious? Yes, we need to figure this out, Hira. But as of now, what I know is that I'm going to only scan at places I trust, and not like anywhere, everywhere. Because, how we do online banking, net banking from our phone banking, all of that. Okay, let's read more. I wanna talk about the Balance Advantage Fund today, and the article around it. Okay, this is one kind of mutual fund, everyone. We've been running the mutual fund series inside of My Investment Mastery. This we do every Thursday 10 a.m. and you've been coming. So we spoke about the Balance Advantage funds there once, and today we have a full one-page article here. Okay, and the guy who is interviewed is the Chief Investment Officer of the Union Asset Management Company. So one of the questions which is asked from him is, how should investors approach the market right now? I think I love this question because it often is asked. So he's saying that our advice is to systematically invest in asset allocation products like a balanced advantage fund. What is a balanced advantage fund? So say the market is overvalued, so they will shift from the equity mutual fund side to they will invest it in the debt. Then, when the market is cheap, then they will move from debt to equity. You don't have to do anything, they do it for you. So that's what he's talking about, that we should systematically invest in asset allocation products like those. Generally, these products reduce their allocation to equity when markets are expensive and increase when markets are cheap. They help defeat the investor's biggest enemy, his own emotions. Having selected the vehicle for investments, one needs to stay invested for a fairly long time. So, well, we all speak about this, right? That we got to stay invested for a long, long time together. Avoid both greed, buying due to fear of missing out, and fear, selling in panic. Investors should take advice from a financial advisor and adhere to their goals through ups and downs of the market. So this is something that I actually resonated with, and I thought that yes, if we are somebody who is not mastering emotions, because at the end of the day we are all emotional beings. Yes, we need to be rational with money, but we can't keep our emotions aside. But yes, while experiencing the emotions, being conscious of the emotions, can we invest rationally? That's the mastery on our emotions, on our own selves. So if we can get there, then we will make it to our goals, and then equity investing is for us. But if we do not have a hold on ourselves, we're not building ourselves, we're not building our emotions, then mutual fund is good. And then if we do not have the appetite for equity mutual funds, then yes, the next one comes as balanced advantage fund. Though I am not investing in it at all, because I am building myself up, and for those of you who know me for quite some time know that I am a sucker for personal growth and financial growth. So yeah, I want to challenge myself at all times and keep going towards equity investing and fun. Well, yeah, that's how I relate to equity investing as fun. Okay, last paragraph for today, everyone. And you might start writing what you're learning. So what are the sectors or themes you are pursuing now? That is what is being asked from Vinay Paharia. He's the Chief Investment Officer at Union AMC, like I shared. So the question is, what are the sectors or themes you are pursuing now? The IT sector has seen an upward shift in demand curve on a structural basis. If we look at the commentary from some of the bellwether companies, we realize that it is not for just 1 to 2 years when companies are going to see an increase in IT spends, but it is a structural long-term trend of increase in demand. When there is a structural increase, it increases the underlying fair value substantially. As a result, the potential upside in IT companies still remains very robust. Yeah, so the potential upside in IT companies still remains very robust. So he's talking about IT having a long future ahead of us. Like, according to how he's describing it, it has just begun. The momentum has just begun. The telecom sector is expected to witness benefits of consolidation and rise in demand due to increased data consumption. Yes, we're all far more on the net than ever before. And he's talking about the telecom sector benefiting from that and from the consolidation, because now in the market we have just 2 to 3 players dominating this market, and Jio actually planning to eat everyone up. We are also optimistic about the banking sector as the valuations are attractive, and we expect a significant cyclical growth in this sector over the next 3 to 5 years. So 3 to 5 years, which means almost 50 to 60% of one market cycle is gone, where banking sector is expected to go up. So yeah, that's the news. And well, banking sector did go down yesterday. Well, and I couldn't figure what happened. And then I was checking with the community, our women investors community, stock investors, and I had some good responses. And I'm kind of exploring all those ideas that the community has provided me. On that note, guys, start typing. What are you learning? What are you taking away? Yeah, Sharda is sharing we need to scan QR codes with genuine merchants only and make sure that the merchant's name is appearing there. Rajeshwari is asking if senior citizens above 70 can go for balance funds. I don't think so, Rajeshwari, because it has a part of equity. And yeah, why not go for debt funds, liquid funds for over 70? Though I mean, if you're talking about your mother or aunt or somebody, then mother-in-law, then definitely they have a long time to go, which is 85, 90. Yeah, we could attempt it. What stops us from attempting it? Yeah, a small amount, if we could begin from nothing like that. Hira is sharing that one needs to be alert at the point of sale in such a case. Yes, absolutely. Guys, anything you're taking away or any questions or any love that you want to share with me, please start typing. I love receiving love. Yeah, mother and mother-in-law, Rajeshwari. Yeah, I could get it. I think earlier also once you had asked me for your mother and mother-in-law. Yeah, you could attempt it. You could attempt it. Nothing to stop you from really doing it. Thank you for all that love. What should be kept in mind for investing in sector funds? If you really trust in that sector, then go for it, Ridhima. Thank you, Seema. Loads of love to you too. Prachi, thank you for sending that love. Yes, Gauri is sharing that we need to be alert at the time to ensure data safety and need to learn how to master our emotions with regard to investing appropriately. Got it. Namita, you're watching and sending some love. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. Natasha. First time you noticed a mole on my face. Oh, I have it. From the moment I was born, it's right there in all my photographs. And I love it too. Yeah, it works. Thank you for sending that love. Thank you, Saima. Lit. Yes, let's create a community full of love and warmth. I think that is what is going to take us very, very far together. Yes, thank you, Gauri, for acknowledging that you're getting aware. This is the community of financially aware women and conscious women generally. Women who want to live a life which is bigger than what they ever thought. Hira, thank you. Love in abundance for us, our entire vast, inspiring, growing, thriving women's community. Thank you, guys. On this note, let's close the live. If you've been taking value from Women on Wealth, its lives, courses, community, and more, please share it with people in your life. We do special introductions to our courses on Sundays, 11 a.m. Please invite your family, friends, women only, to these introductions and gift them the lifetime opportunity of financial education. I wait to hear from each one of you and bringing your friends and family along. Loads of love. Thank you, Natasha. Sharayu, take charge. Stay safe. Bye-bye, everyone. Loads of love. See you around.